What's up, guys? This is Cooper with Garage Gym Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Elieko Training Weightlifting Bar. This is a review that I've done on my blog, Garage Gym Reviews, but I haven't done any video reviews. This is actually my first one. I do some other video reviews, or just videos for some other blogs I have, but for whatever reason I haven't done them for weightlifting equipment or fitness equipment. So today's going to be the first one, and so let's go ahead and jump into it.
Shut up and sit down.
In my opinion, the Eleiko Weightlifting Bar is one of the best bars there is. It's one of the best ones I've used. I've used, an expansive amount of barbells. Not all of the top weightlifting barbells, but I've used quite a few. And I've used, this is a little bit outside of weightlifting, but I've used a lot of different powerlifting bars and also, CrossFit or functional fitness bars. But the Eleiko just stands out in my mind for many reasons. I'm going to go ahead and go through those. But the first one is just the feeling. The feeling of the Eleiko bar. It just feels solid in your hands. The spin of the bar, the knurl, everything is tight. A lot of times when you feel a barbell, how the sleeves are connected to the actual shaft of the bar, there will be some tolerances there. Whereas, like I have a Rogue Ohio bar, and when you shake the sleeve away from the shaft, it moves quite a bit. When you shake the sleeve of the Eleiko, there's very little movement. Okay, so it's very solid. That allows it to be a quiet bar when it's dropped. Not only that, it's got an excellent spin. It's got, I think it's 9 needle bearings, maybe 6, somewhere around there, needle bearings that are in the shaft, or are in the collar, excuse me, and that's what allows for the Eleiko spin. Now, what Eleikos are really known for is their steel, their Swedish steel. Whether this is a myth or whether it's true, the Swedish steel, Eleiko says the Swedish steel is the best steel there is, because it can bend but not break. It can bend, but once it's done bending, it goes back to its straight shape. So that's why you hear of Eleiko bars being around for many, many years, 30, 40, 50 years. I've heard stories of Eleiko bars still being in use today and performing just like they did, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But the spin in the steel is really what separates the Eleiko from other bars. Is there truth in that the Swedish steel is better than other steel? I don't know if that's true. I think that may just be a gimmick. I'm really looking forward to what Rogue's doing with their weightlifting bar line. I don't know if it'll be as good as the Eleiko. Who knows? You can't really tell how good a bar is going to be until you've used it, for at least 10 years. That's my opinion. Okay, because if a bar can last 10 years under heavy use, I think that's a good sign of a good barbell. From it not being bent, from it having a consistently good spin, I think over a decade, that's how you're able to tell a good barbell. Now, I'm going to get into some of the refined parts of the barbell. One of the first things you notice about the Eleiko bar is the spin. The spin's unlike any other. When you get just a general CrossFit bar or something like that, and you're getting ready to go up to the bar, something I like to do is just spin it with my foot, to bring it back to myself or whatever. I found that with the Eleiko, when you put your foot on the bar, you try and spin it back to you, it would just spin in place. It wouldn't come back to you. I thought that was pretty cool. But the spin is really great, and I'm in jeans, so I'm only going to be doing powers, but, when it comes to having a good spinning bar, the reason you want a good spinning bar is so that you can whip under it, so you can pull yourself under it without releasing your grip, and, that allows, when you get really heavy weight, much more weight than I do, I personally don't need an Eleiko, I just want one. But once you get it to more weight, when you start pulling under it, if you don't have that spin on the bar, you can really end up injuring your wrists, and a lot of guys end up doing that when they snatch or clean. You know, that can happen. But the spin of the bar, as far as getting under it, is just excellent. Same thing with snatch. It's just a really solid bar that you can just whip right under. Going back to the spin of the bar, this is a test I like to do with all my bars. But let's just run and see how long it spins. That's with a 25-pound plate, or I guess it would be 10 kilograms. But it's beautiful. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going. That's what you want in the spin of a bar. Now I'm going to point out some of the other things I really like about the bar. One is that end cap. That's a beautiful end cap. You know, does it matter in the functionality? No, but it looks great. The knurl on the Eleiko, you know, it's aggressive. If you're used to just using like Rogue bars, general CrossFit bars, this bar is going to be very aggressive. In fact, I got this off Craigslist. It was pretty much new when I got it. But the guy who sold it to me does CrossFit a lot, and he said when he was doing a lot of high rep hang cleans, it was ripping his thumbs off, and that's why he decided that he wanted to go with something that was less aggressive. He didn't realize that it was so aggressive. So as far as using this bar for CrossFit purposes, if you're strictly doing high rep stuff like that, you know, I don't think it's a good idea. You know, I typically would only use this bar for weightlifting. Now, it's your bar, you can do whatever you want, but you know, it's a nice bar. It's made for weightlifting. It's not made for a bunch of high rep, dropping the bar at uneven times and things like that. It's made to be used on the platform. The outside knurl, like I've said, is aggressive. It really sticks to your hands. That's something you want in a weightlifting bar, a powerlifting bar, not so much in a CrossFit bar. But when you get to the middle, this is something that I really enjoy, especially for squats, because I do use my bar for squatting in the rack. I know there's a lot of guys who say don't squat with such an expensive bar in the rack. You know, personally, I could care less. It's my bar. I'm gonna squat in the rack with it. Sure, it may tone down some of the knurl. I'm not that worried about it. But the center knurl is very passive. Okay, it grips enough in your shirt, you know it's there, but it's not like a shark ripping into your hands. Okay, which I mean, I guess the outside knurl isn't like that, like some power bars that you'll find, but it is aggressive. Now, this is the collar construction. I mean, you really can't see anything inside of it, but you can tell it's made well. You know, there aren't a lot of tolerances. You know, I'm trying to wiggle it back and forth. It's not really doing much other than wiggling the camera. But, you know, it's really solid. Well, that's been my review of the Eleiko weightlifting bar. I thank you guys for watching. This is the first of many video reviews. I like to start off with this one because it's my favorite piece of equipment. You know, I've got a lot of different equipment, but if somebody was like, you know, you can only keep one thing, it would definitely be the Eleiko bar. They are expensive. You know, if you're going to buy one for your garage or personal use, I would suggest getting the training bar, mainly because the only difference between the training and the IWF certified bar is that the certified bar is about $100 more, and it's because of that certification. I think the knurl may be a little bit more aggressive. I don't think it's too terribly aggressive, but I would go with the training bar. So thanks for watching. Feel free to comment. Let me know if this is working. You know, share any of your thoughts, share the video, and I appreciate it. In jeans.